I'm excited now to bring on Selena Hill, who is a deputy digital editor for Black Enterprise. Selena, welcome to Win TV.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Denise.
Yeah, my pleasure, my pleasure. It's so funny because again, I talked about back in the day when you used to throw those magazines on the table all over the place, and because there's not a print edition doesn't mean that Black Enterprise has gone anywhere. So let's talk about that transition and how, as you as deputy digital editor, that falls on you to make sure that we all can continue to get the great news.
Absolutely, Denise. And to your point, Black Enterprise is actually the leading Black media organization when it comes to web traffic. We average around 12 million unique views a month. So our readers are still just as engaged as they were 50 plus years ago when our founder, legendary business icon and owner, Earl Graves Sr., founded Black Enterprise in 1970. Now they are engaging with us on our virtual platforms and in a multimedia landscape, which includes social media as well as our website.
That's really good news for those of us who are in the print business, as you know, because we can look to Black Enterprise to see what the future will look like for those of us who are know that we're going to eventually have to make that complete transition. And before we get into the Entrepreneur Summit, if you don't mind giving us a little bit of your background, Selena, as a deputy digital editor. I mean, what is it that you are responsible for there at Black Enterprise?
A number of things. That's almost like an umbrella term at this point.
Yes.
Um, yeah, so when I started my career 6 years ago at Black Enterprise, I was freelancing and writing, and then doing a lot of editing and managing our team of writers. And then I was there during the transition where we went from print to full digital. And if anyone is familiar with Black Enterprise, they know that we spearhead a number of events every year. We do 4 large scale events across the country. And I'm happy to talk about the Entrepreneur Summit because this is coming live and in person in next week, actually, in Philadelphia. So that's one of the projects that currently I'm spearheading and juggling. Other than that, I was heavily involved in launching our inaugural 40 under 40 list and summit last year, which also I'm excited to announce will be coming in person this year when we announce our awardees. Other than that, I think a main part of my job and one of the best parts outside of travel is just more so being that face and that connection for the new generation of Black business readers, owners, and those who are interested in entrepreneurship and generating wealth building. So I've been on the ground. I've hit the ground running since I started at Black Enterprise and making sure that I'm bridging the gap and that millennial audiences know that we are here to serve them and to empower them with resources, tools, and strategies they need to launch, scale, and grow their businesses.
And that's one of the things that we've seen, I think, really pronounced during this whole COVID pandemic has been, I don't know if we would call it a growth, more so than a more focused attention on millennial entrepreneurs. I mean, the creativity is just unbelievable. And it makes us proud to see that we've gone through this, what I call this renaissance of entrepreneurship within our community. So tell us about the summit and what folks what you have planned, and who the summit is actually directed to.
Absolutely. And Denise, to the point you just made about, growing in the pandemic, especially millennials who are very entrepreneurial in nature, myself, I've always juggled at least 3 projects at once in addition to, working full time at Black Enterprise, which included my independent podcast, working on local TV, working with different brands and organizations. And it's because we are in a new world where there are so many opportunities and people are going after these opportunities, whether on social media or just through a number of digital resources that are now made available to us. that have almost leveled the playing field, especially when it comes to Black folks who we know are hustlers by nature, because we had to. We didn't we weren't, in the Jim Crow South, and historically, we just didn't have access to a number of resources and platforms. So we did it ourselves and we figured it out. And community was the backbone of who we are. And in that community, we know Black businesses thrive. But to your point about the Entrepreneur Summit, this is exactly what we're going to be talking about. We're
Great.
going to be talking about the tools, the resources that folks need so that they can continue to expand and grow. This is in addition to the insights and strategies that are going to be shared by a number of business leaders like Master P, like James Lindsay, the CEO of Rap Snacks, like Miss Diddy, who is a marketing guru based in LA, also known as the Queen of LA. Besides that, we're going to have opportunities to connect, to network with one another at our open reception, which is May 18th. And then at our wrap up after party, because we realize, like, after over 2 years in a pandemic, I think that we're pretty much itching to, get back live and in person. And we're going to do that to the best of our ability while still being safe and following protocols, which includes a mask mandate inside of the convention center.
Wonderful. And the other thing that I'm curious about, because there's corporate America, right? A lot of our millennials have products and services that they want to make available, to the masses. I mean, unfortunately, we as a community may not always say, "I'm going to buy black from black institutions, black owned businesses." We may still go to the mainstream, and I hate to use that word, but the other places to buy products. But then we still are conscious enough where we want to purchase our products in those places. We want to see them and see our products in those places. So talk about our, maybe your sponsors, your partners, who's working, who else is included in this summit, that might be of that's supporting your work.
Yes, we are so grateful to a number of our sponsors, a number of corporations that have come on as sponsors. That includes our title sponsor, Nationwide, Walmart, McDonald's. The list goes on because we do have a variety of corporate partners who are helping to make this possible. And what this says to me is that they understand the power of the Black dollar and Black community. And we're so happy that they're showing up, not just in word or with a social media post, but in dollars, which is what Black media needs in order to survive.
Exactly. And then also for the entrepreneurs themselves, I'm just curious, the insurance companies are always looking for more, independent insurance sales representatives. The the um, the Walmarts, again, making sure that they have black buyers who will make sure that our products are on their shelves. Excuse me, McDonald's, making sure that we have owners of McDonald's outlets across the country. Is that part of going to be part of the conversation as well?
Yes, we do have representatives from a number of our sponsors who will be joining our panels to talk about things like procurement and how Black business owners can get a piece of the procurement pie, how they can become subcontractors for the government or prime contractors for the government, because there's a number of opportunities there. So we have sponsors from like FedEx and Nationwide on that panel who will be talking to our audience about how they can get that type of access.
So tell us how we can get involved. How can we participate?
I would belabor everyone to go to blackenterprise.com/ES 2022, the website that is in the lower thirds right now. Click on that and you can register there. And if you use the special code, you'll get complimentary registration. And I'll give you that code. It is ES 22. So that's 22 now. NOW.
Great, great. And this kicks off when now?
This kicks off May 18th through
Okay.
May 20th, and it's happening at the Pennsylvania Convention Center in Philadelphia.
Fantastic. Well, I'm excited. I'm glad. I know you all are. Sometimes sometimes these virtual events can be pretty tough, but you're coming back in person again. Will it still be accessible virtually?
Yes, we will be live streaming, and any session that's not live streamed will be shared on our YouTube page.
But you'll still have to register, correct?
No, not for virtual access. Mm-mm.
Okay. All right. Okay, doke.
But I
Now,
mean, nothing beats live and in person.
I
So
know.
I would tell people definitely come out.
It's a great networking opportunity, and I think millennials have, really know how to do that. And so that's a good thing. And then lastly, I mean, only because you said you're going to bring your 40 under 40 back again,
Yes,
a live event. You want to give us a sneak preview of when that's going to take place and how to look out for it?
fourth quarter. We're coming. I'm hoping to have that event here in New York, where we are based and headquartered. And yes, look out. The last list was so successful. We've honored folks from Issa Rae to Michael B. Jordan to John Henry. And we had folks speak at our virtual summit like Yara Shahidi. So we're so happy to bring that same energy live and in person later this year.
Thank you. Well, Selena, it's a pleasure to have you with us today and to share this information. Hope for a successful summit. I might try to sneak through myself. Hopefully, you have like a
Yay.
senior section over there so I can hang out
It
and get some
is.
tips from the millennials because, we love the way you all operate. So
Oh,
I'm
thank
looking
you.
forward to it. Yeah, yeah.
It's intergenerational. It is everybody is welcomed and everybody will be there.
Thank you. Now I really feel welcome.
Good.
All right. Thanks a lot and wish you much success. And feel free to come back and talk to us about other things that Black Enterprise is doing or that you might be doing yourself. But we definitely want to support, our you know, publications, and Black Enterprise is one of those that's really a part of the family. So,
Thank you so much. Thank you for
okay.
having me.
All righty.